That update available notification is so easy to ignore. The common assumption is that delaying it just means you miss out on a few new features. But that choice creates a very specific and often invisible vulnerability.
The reality is a lot more serious than just missing out on new features. See, an unupdated device isn't just out of date, it's actively vulnerable. By ignoring the update, you're exposing your device to a risk that has now been publicly documented for anyone to see.
So, to really understand the risk, we have to look under the hood. What are these updates actually doing to our devices?
To get what an update really changes, we need to start with the absolute basics of how your device actually works.
Every device has two fundamental parts. There's the hardware, that's the physical stuff you can touch, like chips and drives. And then there's the software, the set of instructions telling all that hardware what to do. The key thing is they are completely dependent on each other. Hardware without software is just an expensive paperweight.
And nestled between them is a really interesting piece called firmware. The best way to think of it is as a specialized translator. When your main software gives a generic command like turn on the camera, the firmware translates that into the specific, low-level instructions the physical hardware needs to actually get the job done.
And overseeing this whole operation is the operating system, or OS. You know it as Windows, iOS, or Android. It's the central manager making sure all your apps, firmware, and hardware play nicely together. It's this core system that software updates are so often designed to change.
So when that single notification pops up, it's not just one thing. An update can actually contain many different kinds of changes, and it turns out not all updates are created equal. They generally fall into 4 categories. Corrective updates fix bugs you've already noticed, like an app crashing. Adaptive updates help your software keep up with a changing environment. Perfective updates are the ones you usually notice. They add new features or improve performance. And then there are preventive updates, which are proactive, fixing potential problems before you even know they exist. Now, bundling all these fixes is efficient, but it also concentrates risk. With thousands of code changes all packed into one update, there's always a chance of creating new, unintentional bugs. This is the trade-off companies have to manage with every single release.
And this brings us to the other side of that trade-off. Let's talk about the real consequences of clicking ignore.
Think about this for a second. When a company releases an update that includes a security patch,
The flaw it fixes is no longer a secret. Malicious actors now have a detailed roadmap to exploit that exact weakness on any device that has not been updated. Your choice to ignore the update is a choice to remain vulnerable to a publicly known threat.
and the effects just snowball from there. It's not only about security. Your apps might start acting up or stop working altogether. Your device's performance could slow down, and those annoying little bugs will just stick around. You might even find yourself locked out of websites that have upgraded their own systems. This all leads to a common question. Why can't companies just support a device forever? The answer really lies in the natural and finite life cycle of software support. Software follows a pretty predictable path. It launches with an initial release and a period of new features. Then it shifts into a longer maintenance phase of just bug fixes and security patches. But eventually, supporting it becomes impractical, and it reaches end of support, becoming what's known as a legacy system. A legacy system is one that still works, but it's become difficult and expensive to maintain. It's running on outdated technology, and the experts who know how to fix it are moving on. This is pretty much where all software ends up as technology moves forward.
So what does this mean for the physical device you paid for, once those essential updates stop coming?
This all leaves us with a final, crucial question. When a perfectly good piece of hardware can no longer run modern, secure software, which part truly defines its value? Is it possible that after a few years, a device's software actually becomes more important than its hardware?